Step aside, Super Mario Sunshine fans. This video isn't for you. If there's one thing I've learned to love each holiday season, is of course that early morning chill after a nice hard snowfall. Putting on my mittens, scarves, and boots, and stepping outside into a winter wonderland. Well, maybe not here in Florida. However, that's where Mario comes in. One of my favorite things about the Mario series is its abundance of snow levels. The icy terrain and freezing water add natural difficulty that help the game ease into harder and harder levels. And also, snow is just cool. The quintessential snow level is a staple of any great Mario game. However, which one is the best? Well, that's what we're here to decide. In today's holiday special episode of Head to Head, we're taking a look back at all 9 3D Mario snow levels and putting them through a series of tests to scientifically and totally unbiasedly come up with the correct list. We'll be giving them points and adding them up as we go to decide which snow level is truly the greatest snow level of all time. However, what are the levels? I'm glad you asked. In the Mario 64 corner, we've got Cool Cool Mountain in Snowman's Land. Cool Cool Mountain is your standard snow level, fit with slippery ice, and unfortunately this. Snowman's Land is the tougher older brother to Cool Cool Mountain, with freezing water that damages you, tough platforming challenges, and a snowman that stops at nothing to blow you off his mountain. In the Galaxy games, we have Freeze Flame Galaxy, Freezy Flake Galaxy, and Shiver Burn Galaxy. Freeze Flame Galaxy takes a spin on the snow level, being one of the first to introduce fire. It's also got a pretty sick ice power-up that allows you to walk on water. Freezy Flake Galaxy is an absolute winter wonderland, with some of the coolest snow sculptures you've ever seen. And Shiverburn Galaxy is Galaxy 2's take on the fire and ice concept. Next, in Super Mario 3D World, we have 3 excellent levels in Snowball Park, Typhlu Flurries, and Peepa's Fog Bog. Snowball Park is your quintessential holiday spirit level, fit with ice skating, snowballs, and even a holly jolly soundtrack. Typhlu Flurries is another take on the snow level, this time filled to the brim with deadly clouds trying to push you off the hill. Then lastly, from 3D World, one of the more unique snow levels to come from the Mario series is Peepa's Fog Bog. This level is Mario's take on the ghostly isolation style of winter. It's full of peepas, dense deadly fog, and eerie vibes. Last, but certainly not least, we have the one and only Snow Kingdom from Super Mario Odyssey. Set near the under-the-ice town of Shiveria, the Snow Kingdom draws a lot of inspiration from all corners of the snowy landscape. Winter villages, deadly blizzards, and chubby bundles of blubber that make the Snow Kingdom a true standout in the Mario snow level canon. Now that we know the competitors, let's get to our first category. Presentation. For this category, I'm strictly judging based on how it looks and presents itself. This was a tough round to judge. However, I think undoubtedly, first place here has to go to Freeze Flame Galaxy. Starting off, you just have to admire this absolutely gorgeous skybox. The dark blue sky with the green aurora in the back immediately sets the tone for this level. Coupled with the beautifully translucent blue ice, snow particles, and snow prints in the snow, it already has a strong case for the top spot. But on top of that, the fire and ice aesthetic of the later stars just put Freeze Flame over the edge for first place. In second place, we've got Snowball Park. At this point, you can probably tell I'm a sucker for nighttime snow levels, but for good reason. The dark blue sky contrasts so nicely with the white snowy level. The Christmas trees are covered with snow, the flowers poking out of the snow are dancing to the music, and the snowy particles here are the densest and most beautiful we've ever seen in a Mario game to date. Rounding out the podium, Snow Kingdom comes and takes third place with its beautifully cozy Shiveria town. The outside portion of this level, in my opinion, doesn't do too much to make it stand out. However, the Typhlus with their Santa hats and the kingdom's glacier walls do add a bit of charm. However, this level really starts to stand out after jumping down the pit and visiting the Snowtown paradise that is Shiveria Town. With all of its big, chubby Shiverians, makes this a top location in any Mario game. I loved that they drew inspiration from the snowy mountain town architecture, and I feel like this level in particular does a very good job cultivating that cozy winter feel. Speeding things up, we have Freezy Flake Galaxy with maybe the densest snowfall yet, with a log cabin and snow sculptures that you can't help but put you in a good mood. Peepa's Fog Bog gets a few points for being a unique take on the snow formula. The snowy graveyard is a dark location, but doesn't feel forced or shoehorned in. It's solemn, yet also very peaceful. Then we've got Cool Mountain, which is really just your standard snow level, but it made sure to cut no corners. The lift and snow slides really put you in the mindset of what winter is all about, mirroring real-life snow activities like sleds and skiing. And also, after falling from a high location, you get stuck in the snow, which is truly such a funny addition that they didn't have to add, but they did. And then finally, our last level to get a point this round is Typhoon Flurries. And if I'm being honest, it's because it's just not as bad as Shiverburn Galaxy or Snowman's Land. Snowman's Land is a cheap ripoff of Cool Mountain, with maybe being the most disorientingly designed level on this list. And Shiverburn Galaxy, while just being Galaxy 2's take on Freeze Flame Galaxy, just misses the mark on everything that level did right. It's got a terrible skybox, weird floating valley aesthetic, and don't even get me started on those weird alien looking things. This level doesn't know what it's trying to be, and for that identity crisis alone, it gets 0 points. Next, let's talk about which level plays the best. This includes all missions, stars, collectibles, and basically how fun in total the level is. This category wasn't too hard for me. First place is easily Snow Kingdom. It feels like a cop-out to say it's the best just because it's got the most objectives, however, that's just objectively true. All the side room moon challenges are extremely fun platforming challenges. The capless platforming on the surface is a great change of pace and takes advantage of the level's layout. And you can't forget the bounding races down in Shiveria Town, where you capture a scared Shiverian and bound around the track like a madman. The Snow Kingdom has one of the most fun captures in Odyssey, plenty of side moon missions, and a great layout that encourages platforming. It also just happens to be the most abundant of them all too. Surprisingly, in second place, we've got Cool Mountain. This level rocks on many different levels. Firstly, you can't think of Cool Mountain without what in my opinion is the greatest slide in Mario 64. Whether you're taking the shortcut or you're racing the big penguin down the track, this is always a great time. Secondly, starting the level at the top of the mountain and having you make your way down to collect stars makes this level one of the more unique 3D levels in the series. The challenge of taking the baby penguin to its mother or even giving a snowman back his head are all challenges that benefit from this unorthodox level design choice. Next, Shiverburn Galaxy snags third place purely on its fun platforming. I was just dogging on it for being ugly last round, but it completely makes up for that here simply because it's a fun, challenging level. And the handy cloud power-up is one of the best power-ups in the entire series, letting you create your own platforms out of thin air. Closely behind is Galaxy 1's counterpart, Freeze Flame Galaxy. It's got great platforming challenges, and the introduction of the Ice Flower was massive. I also feel the ice skating here is one of the most fluid platforming additions these games have to offer. Then we have Snowball Park. Love the ice skate in this one. This level was designed for this power-up and it shows. It's so much fun to just zip around this level in this shoe. Typhoon Flurries and Freezy Flake Galaxy, while cheery and snowy, are unfortunately pretty forgettable. They're not that challenging and, if I'm being honest, not that creative. But they still get a few points because they're at least better than our two bottom dwellers. Peepa's Fog Bog beginning section, while having a cool atmosphere, is one of the more frustrating puzzles in the game. In particular, this final key coin being retrieved by finding an invisible platform isn't a fun or creative puzzle. It's just annoying until you find it. Then finally, Snowman's Land, while having one of the more unique stars in 64, where you shield yourself from the wind behind a penguin, just isn't enough to justify bumping it any higher. The rest of this level is a frustrating mess of poor design and bad stars. One bad jump and you're stuck in a loop of despair. Anyways, after 2 rounds, things are starting to take shape. But this next round is a doozy. The music of a level is what gives it life. How it sounds sets the backdrop for the mood you're trying to portray. I learned this firsthand while recording for this video. I was listening to some nostalgic Christmas jazz playlists while playing through the levels, and that completely changed the vibe of once cheery levels like Snowball Park and Cool Mountain. The sound you portray is how the developer wants the player to feel while playing. So while you could just chalk up music as a thing outside of a level, I actually think it's half the battle in creating a gaming experience. So with all that said, let's change change things up and go in reverse order this time, with the worst snow-themed song being Cool Cool Mountain in Snowman's Land theme from Mario 64. Nothing about this screams snow or winter. It reminds me more of a carnival or clown theme than anything to do with winter. I'd be down to give it more credit if it at least sounded nice, but the fact that it's also annoying means that I can't justify giving it any credit. Next is Freezy Flake Galaxy, and this is actually quite nice. It takes the Sky Station Galaxy theme and completely transforms it into your quintessential winter theme set, with sleigh bells and an accordion. It doesn't do as much as some other levels, but it's a nice remix that fit perfectly for Freezy Flake. Then next is an unorthodox theme, and that is the Freeze Flame Galaxy theme that is also used for Shiverburn Galaxy. It leans into the isolation and delicate themes of winter. Each note feels like a snowflake falling onto your ears that fills you with intense introspection. It also has a fire theme that leans more into the heat with hand drums and synths. Just inside our top 3, the Shiveria theme from Snow Kingdom comes in with one of the more cheery and upbeat songs on this list. It takes advantage of a Celtic sort of sound with plenty of wind instruments, and it's the perfect backdrop to the whimsical nature of Shiveria. Our second place snow theme isn't even a snow theme. It's actually a ghost theme. Lightfoot Lane is the theme used for Peepa's Fog Bog, and this is exactly what I'm talking about with soundtracks doing half the battle of creating an atmosphere. If you were to set this level to the Freezy Flake theme, it has an entirely different vibe. However, to Lightfoot Lane, that delicate piano along with the faint reverb gives off a vibe that plays into the ghostly, snowy night. And finally, without a doubt in my mind, the first place snow theme goes to the jazz-inspired Snowball Park / Typhlu Flurries theme. I love nothing more than jazzy Christmas music, and with this song, you just can't help but bob your head. The mixture of flutes and accordions and violins and sleigh bells feels like the perfect soundtrack for a sleigh ride. Not to mention that glockenspiel lick that tickles your brain. By far my favorite winter theme in all of Mario. And just like that, Snowball Park steals the lead from Snow Kingdom. But we're not done yet. We've still got 2 more rounds to go, and with this next category, you better buckle up, because I'm not holding back. So we've been through how a level looks, we've been through how it plays, and we've been through how it sounds. But let's discuss how it stands out from the competition. To win this category, you can't just be another snow level. You need to do something to go above and beyond what we normally expect out of a level. Something that makes it special and one of a kind. Freeze Flame Galaxy is by far the most creative snow level on this list. Being the first to introduce something just beyond the standard snow level, and being a true fire and ice combination, makes it one of the most unique levels Mario has to offer. The ice power-up creating new ice platforms over water is also so unique and something that makes this level stand out from the others on this list. However, it's the fire and ice finale to this level that takes it to another level. Just forces my hand and makes Freeze Flame Galaxy the most creative Mario Snow level. But next, I have to give some props to Snow Kingdom one more time. If this level was just the surface of Snow Kingdom, we would have a different discussion. But what lies beneath the ice is what makes this level one of a kind. Shiveria Town, the bounding races, and the look and feel of this level is just unlike every other snow level here. Then in third place, finally snagging a good chunk of points, we have Snowman's Land. What it lacks in execution, it at least has in creativity. The snowman blowing you and your hat off the mountain is one of the more unique things to come from Mario 64. The Igloo Star is also one of the best uses of the invisible cap in the game, and riding around this level on a shell is one of the more fun things to come out of this game. I feel like I've talked to death about this level, but Peepa's Fog Bog being the only ghostly snow level is truly a tragedy. It's so unique and fits like a glove with the snowy cemetery setting. Then we've got Shiverburn Galaxy. And for as much as I would love to give it a higher ranking in the creativity department, us here on SwitchStop in no way respect recycled content. All jokes aside, I do like the Fire and Ice theme, but this level just feels more like a Freeze Flame Galaxy sequel than anything unique itself. Snowball Park, for as much as I love the ice skating wintry night, does nothing else to stand out besides just being a quintessential winter level. Freezy Flake Galaxy is much of the same. The boss fight against the snowman's head is cool, if not a little sad when taking him out. Then lastly, we have Cool Mountain and Typhloop Flurries. Unfortunately for these two, they just don't do anything to try and stand out in any meaningful way. They're just snow levels. It's easy to lean on your theme when snow is already kind of a novel concept, but to truly be a great snow level, there has to be a little something more that pushes it over the line, and these two just don't have that. Now, after 4 rounds, the Snow Kingdom snags back the lead, but with Freeze Flame Galaxy just 1 point behind, it is truly anyone's game, except Snowman's Land. Sorry, little buddy. Spirit, vibes, ambiance, however you want to cut it. Our final category, as always, is kinda controversial. Many people, when ranking anything, like to look at the objective truths. What has better challenges? What has better gameplay? And while I agree that is a valid way to rank things, especially with something like snow levels, I think grading on the vibe it emits is an important factor to take into account. These levels are truly some of the most atmospheric levels in their respective games, so I think it's important to grade them on their ability to put you into a specific mood, whatever that is. In last place, we have Typhloop Flurries. It just does nothing for me. It's as sterile as a snow level gets. It's got the ice skate power up from Snowball Park, but it doesn't feel designed for it. It feels like it was just thrown in there to spice it up. Besides some killer music and the fact that yes, it indeed has snow, it's got very little spirit. Next is Shiverburn Galaxy. This level is just game body. Do not get me wrong, I think this level has some of the most fun platforming on this list, but spirit-wise, it's just got nothing going on. Then we have Snowman's Land. I do think it gets a slight nostalgia bump with its 64-bit graphics. The snowman and igloo are neat additions, and overall, I think this has a very cozy wintry vibe. Now we're getting to the good stuff. Freezy Flake Galaxy is what I consider to be the most Winter Wonderland-like level here. The snow sculptures, the frozen over ponds, and the powdery snow set the tone perfectly for this level. Next is Cool Mountain. The penguins, the snowmen, and slides offer an easygoing yet fun mountain playground for you to explore. It offers a stress-free, snowy backdrop to a rare early game snow level. Freeze Flame Galaxy's unique spirit shines through with its theming. It doesn't delve into the holiday spirit type of winter, but instead leans into the key aspects like ice, snow, and of course, smack-talking penguins. It's a peaceful kind of winter, one that feels like ice skating alone on a frozen lake. Truly one of the more atmospheric snow levels on this list. However, Snowball Park knocks the holiday spirit type of snow level out the damn park. This feels straight out of a holiday special. This level has the densest snowfall, cutest enemies, and jolliest music. It feels straight out of a holiday movie in the best way possible, and I just honestly could play it over and over again because it's just, it emits that holiday vibe so much that you just don't get from video games. Then, surprisingly, the Snow Kingdom comes up just short of taking the spirit category. The Scandinavian architecture, Celtic music, and jolly atmosphere make this a shoo-in for being one of the best environments in any Mario game. You can't stroll through Shiveria and not be happy. Even the surface is super unique, with one of the first Blizzard themes in 3D Mario. I truly thought this would have won this category. It indeed did when I first played through all of them. However, there's just one more level that outdoes all of them. Peepa's Fog Bog has the most unique vibe on this list. It perfectly illustrates that dreary, lonely, wintry theme. When most of us think of snow in winter, it's easy to overlook the downsides of this season. Shorter days, indoor isolation, and solemn retrospection. However, Peepa's Fog Bog does what many levels don't, and that's putting you into a calming mood, one of melancholy, nostalgia, and presence. It's a simple level, but one with one of the most impactful settings in any Mario game. It may not be as flashy or outgoing as some of the others on this list, but it instead reminds you to take it slow and be present. Sure, maybe it's not that deep. After all, it's just a Mario level. But to me, this level changed the way I view snow levels. They don't always have to be a slippery nightmare or holly jolly celebrations. Sometimes all you need is some snow, some calming music, and a controller to understand what this season truly means. Alright, enough crying. Who won, who lost, and where the hell is 3D Land? Oh shit, I forgot 3D Land. In last place, with merely 9 points, we have Snowman's Land. Not surprising at all, 64 is my favorite Mario game, but I've always disliked this level. The only thing that makes it memorable is that Snowman's big head. In second to last, we have Freezy Flake Galaxy. Unfortunately, this level is just extremely forgettable. Its objectives aren't too interesting, and neither are its themes. It's just your run-of-the-mill snow level. Tied for 6th place, we have Cool Cool Mountain in Shiverburn Galaxy. I really like both of these levels. I think they have some of the best objectives and challenges on this list. But besides that, they really do nothing to try and stand out, and as a result, fall to the bottom half of this list. Smack dab in the middle is Tai Flu Flurries. It's a decent level that, if we're gonna be completely honest, gets carried to the spot for stealing Snowball Park's theme and basically nothing else. Then, just outside the top 3, we have Peepa's Fog Bog. It really tried its very best to make a case for the podium, but levels aren't just their vibes. This level's gameplay is subpar, and I just can't in good consciousness put it any higher. 3rd place goes to Snowball Park, a simple, effective level with an insanely fun power-up, insanely catchy music, and insanely great vibes. 2nd place goes to Freeze Flame Galaxy, and I would have to agree. This is one of the most beautiful levels in the Mario series. It's got maybe one of the greatest power-ups in the Mario series, and the Fire and Ice aesthetic, while overdone now, was a super unique premise. Which means 1st place goes to the Snow Kingdom. It's undeniable what this level was able to do. From Shiveria Town, to the bounding tracks, to the plethora of platforming challenges throughout, the Snow Kingdom is narrowly the greatest Mario Snow level of all time. Anyways, that's our list. If you disagree, let me know in the comments below what you would change, and I'll try to respond to as many comments as possible. And lastly, thanks everybody for watching. We greatly appreciate each and every one of you for watching our videos this year, and from everyone on SwitchStop, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year. See you in 2025. For the Switch 2, baby! Woohoo! It's coming soon! Let's go!